Hey guys, I just want to share a life experience that I recently went through and one I'm still kind of going through. I hope some of you guys can kind of relate to it or see where I'm coming from. It's no secret that I recently lost my job, and losing your job nowadays doesn't just kind of feel like, oh shit, I need to get a new job. It's, oh shit, things are expensive and I have no money because I live paycheck to paycheck. I felt real fucking bad. I felt terrible. I felt hopeless for a long time. I lost my job about almost 2 months ago at this point. So it's been a rough time. I've been stressed about it. I've been fucking farming LinkedIn applications. But, one thing that I'm kind of grateful for is my insomnia, because when I stay up at night, or I'm trying to fall asleep at night, I should say, a lot of thoughts kind of, I overthink a lot because, there's nothing else to do when you're laying in bed trying to sleep except for just kind of let the like start thinking. And usually insomnia and overthinking are like a fucking left hook from Alex Pereira. Like that shit will fuck you up. But it kind of helped me come to a realization. I realized that, if I'm going to get anywhere productive in life, I need a good mindset. And I think that's something that my parents, my friends, you know, people in general have been telling me for a long time. And it's definitely something I was like, okay, well, a good mindset's not going to get me a job. But I do think that it helps a lot more than I thought previously. And just because I'm stressed or depressed now doesn't mean that it'll never work out and I'm never going to get a job. Like there's always jobs out there. By the way, fair warning, don't fucking use LinkedIn to try to find a job. They're not real. Like most of them just don't exist on there. That's a whole nother video I can make later, which I might do maybe later this week. And it also kind of helped me realize a job wasn't why I was depressed in the first place. It wasn't why I was anxious. It made me think of other things going on in my life that I need to be doing better, right? So when I lose my job now, I'm focused on like, wow, I have really fucking bad spending habits. I spend a lot more money than I should. Like I could be living much further below my means and I could have had a lot more money saved up to make this a less stressful experience. I also realized I've been eating like shit. Like I eat so unhealthy. I'll be going to McDonald's, fucking Taco Bell, like frequently. I'm talking 3, 4 times a week, which I don't know if that's that much, but it sounds like a lot to me. And, I don't have a job. So cooking from home makes it really, really easy to stay eating healthier, spending less on food in the first place. Because all I can do really right now is apply for jobs, uh, cook food, work out, and, that's hang out with my girlfriend. That's about it. But also, my body feels 10 times better than it did just a month ago. I also realized that I'm on social media way too much. It's something I didn't notice when I had a job because I wasn't like spending all of my time trying to either get a new job or work on skills for my portfolio. But now that I realize, like, wow, I spent fucking hours just scrolling like Instagram reels. I said like a lot right there. But Instagram reels are not productive. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that. You know that. TikTok, Instagram reels, YouTube shorts, whatever you use, it's not a good thing. And it's got to the point where I just deleted Instagram off my phone and I'm having the time of my life. I love it. And I recommend, honestly, you do the same. I still use YouTube, and that counts as social media, to be fair. Like, I'd be a hypocrite saying all social media is dog shit when I'm making a fucking video on one right now. So, do what you feel is best, obviously. I also kind of realized that I'm in a good position right now compared to where I was a month ago. I received a job offer from a company. They reached out to me, and I was highly skeptical this was a scam at first because that is very rare. They reached out to me on this website called Wellfound, which is if you're looking for a tech job, whether it's entry level, senior level, into tech job, it's much better than something like LinkedIn. It is fucking amazing. Indeed is also better than LinkedIn, but they're both kind of shitty. So fair warning for both of those. I would definitely recommend LinkedIn is most job listings without like as much scams as a LinkedIn, but Well Found is just beautiful. So this company reached out to me from Well Found, and I went through the interview process. I got the job offer from them. I've signed my documents. I did my background check, and they are sending me next week. So this Monday or Tuesday coming up, I believe they are sending me a certain amount of money to like buy the right equipment they want me to own for my job. I don't want to really get too in depth with it. So everything seems legit. I was scared it was a scam, like I said, for a long time, for almost the whole process. But I guess once that money hits my bank account, that would be bizarre for them to send me thousands of dollars if they are trying to scam me in some other way. They already have my social and all of that from the background check. So if they want to do anything fucking nefarious, it would have already happened. So that's nice. I'm extremely excited to start that job. That'll be the 16th of this month, my first day. I am thrilled. It's fully remote, how the rest of my work normally is, so I appreciate that. Um, and I've kind of learned a lot from this experience. I think personally, things aren't ever hopeless. I felt that way not even a fucking week ago at this point, right? I realized, man, if I had better spending habits, if I did all this, I would have more money to fucking fall back on. And I don't like the people that say like everything happens for a reason, all that. I don't dislike the people that say that, but I don't like that phrase. That phrase has never really made sense to me. It's not something that I really believe in, but I will say this happening has been wonderful for my life as a whole. Maybe not my career right now, but once I start this job, um, that'll be great. And honestly, this next thing that I learned from the situation, I hate to say it because I was really heavily against, this before, but keeping your head up and being optimistic does give you a lot more power than you realize. And I always felt like that sounded like something kind of silly to say because, like, oh, me, like, I would say things like, oh, me being optimistic isn't going to get me a job. But, maybe that's not why you need to be optimistic. It's not, oh, you're being optimistic to get a job. It's you got to be optimistic in things you do in life or you're just going to be unhappy all the time. And that's not going to help you do anything. You're going to be terrible in interviews if you want to focus on career wise. You'll be terrible maybe to your partner if you're in a relationship. So honestly, just being optimistic is massive. And you can't control some things that happen to you, but you don't really need to. If you controlled everything in life, it would just be like a fucking Call of Duty bot lobby. Like it's not something that gives you a real satisfaction or something that if I drop a nuke on a bunch of bots in Call of Duty because I control everything, I can make it, a hardcore mode. I can sit in a corner, I can camp against 100 bots, and get a nuke. It's not the same thing as, hopping into a multiplayer lobby where you're going against people that are better than you, people that are worth a mix of skill sets, people the same skill as you. You can't control that. But when you do good in that situation, you feel significantly better. And I don't know if that made sense at all. It's kind of a shitty analogy, but if you feel the same way or if you have anything that you've kind of learned about being optimistic, I would love to hear it in the comments. And honestly, thanks for just listening to me ramble for a bit. It's been kind of a weird time in my life, so cool making these videos and seeing all like the support. Thank you guys. Deuces.